How to build wealth when you're not rich yet. Stay tuned if you want to find out how. Listen, I think a lot of people think of the word as wealth as being rich, and some people actually assume that you have to have one before you can have the other. And the misunderstanding I think people have is they don't realize the small things that they can do to actually build wealth. And in my journey with helping tons of people with their money journey, their money problems, their money challenges, I've realized that there are small tweaks you can make, just your small tweaks that you wouldn't even realize, that could actually help you start to build a nice nest egg. Your net worth is actually your assets minus your liabilities, what you own minus what you owe. And you want to have a good balance of both, right? You want to reduce how much money you owe, debts, credit cards, mortgage, right? But at the same time, actively increase what you own. So don't just rely, if you guys are a homeowner, don't just rely on your house going up in value, because at the end of the day, you have no control when that happens. You have no control over, if you're going to even be in that house forever. This idea that I own a $1 million home, but if you owe a $900,000 mortgage, you really only own $100,000 equity, and it's really nothing, because at the end of the day, it's really not $100,000, because next year your house value could be $800,000. Okay, so let's just wipe away the fact that if you're a homeowner, you're not there yet. Okay, you're not wealthy yet. You have to build the habit of increasing your wealth. Now, some of you guys might think, well, I barely can pay off my debts. How am I supposed to put money aside to build the wealth? Well, again, some small things. So if we think about reducing your liabilities, as having a debt-free date, knowing when you're going to be finally debt-free, right? And you're thinking, well, my mortgage is like 25 years. I'm not going to be debt free, so I'm not going to be wealthy until I'm debt free. Not necessarily. I mean, at the end of the day, that's why you have to have a balance of growing your assets, right? Not your house value, because you have no control over that. But yes, but if you knew that your debt freedom date could be a lot sooner than later, it gives you a lot more motivation to start building your wealth as well. So having a debt freedom date means having a debt-free plan, right? And that might mean you needing to talk to someone like myself about what that looks like. The second thing is knowing how you can, without even knowing, how you can save without even knowing. That doesn't make any sense. I'll give you an example. If you're working, you have an employer, and they actually have an RSP opportunity for you to put money of your money into a group RSP, and they're going to match it, go for it. You really need to take advantage of this, okay? Yes, your take-home pay will be slightly reduced, but if you learn how to live with that take-home pay, then really think about this. You're learning to live with a reduced take-home pay, whatever that is, and you're also saving without kind of doing anything. I'll give you an example. My employer allows us to, contribute to our RSPs, and they match up to a certain amount, right? Your employer might do the same. They might match up 100% up to a maximum of 5%. So meaning if you wanted to contribute 5% of your gross income every paycheck, they will match that, okay, up to a maximum of 5%, right? If you decide that you want to put 10% into your RSPs, 10% of your gross pay into your RSPs, your employer will not go up to 10%, because their maximum would be 5%. Either way, though, it's a forced savings. It's something you don't see. It's unheard, right? I would just advise you that when you do that sort of thing, that you come talk to me, and I can help guide you as to what investments you should be putting it in, because a lot of people make the mistake of not putting it in the right investments, but that's a totally different video. But getting this opportunity to just save without even knowing it, plus an extra piece of money that's coming from your employer, like, that's free money, guys. Okay, like, let's put this into perspective. If you have decided you want to put 5% of your gross income every paycheck into RSPs, okay, into an RSP plan, and your employer's going to match that, that's literally 100% rate of return, right? They're giving you that money back. Not to mention that now you have compound interest on double, right? You've put in 5%, your employer has put in 5%. Now you have interest growing on that 2 times, twice. So over time, this could be substantial for your retirement. At the end of the day, it's a matter of knowing what that amount is. Okay, taking a look at your pay stub. That's another video. If you haven't watched that video, you should really watch that video. But taking a look at your pay stub and really what's coming off of your pay stub, right? I look at my pay stub and I'm like, okay, benefits, taxes, EI, CPP, right? RSP, right? And then other things like life insurance, if you have life insurance through your group employer or your employer, okay? Know what's coming out of your pay stub, guys. Know what the deductions are, and you'll be able to kind of see like, wow, what is the CPP? A lot of people don't know what CPP is. CPP is another form of retirement income that you are putting away for yourself, and the employer is also putting it away for you. In case you did not know how CPP is accumulated, that's really what's happening. Okay, so you're kind of like double contributing to your future. Okay, you just don't have a lot of control as to what your CPP is invested in. Either way, I mean, you could be building wealth without even knowing it. Third is kind of like related to what I just talked about, but this year I got a little bit of a raise, and for most of the time I've been working in this past year, I've taken a look at my income and I realized, I can live on this income. So any kind of raise I get now is going to go towards putting it into my RSPs, because I didn't need it last year. Why would I need it this year? Right? And at the end of the day, it's kind of like, now I know that extra whatever 2-3% that I got is going towards my future self and is earning a rate of return. And, if I haven't reached that limit with my employer, is getting matched by my employer. And these are ways that I'm building wealth without really thinking about. I mean, I guess obviously I had to think about it and plan for it, but it didn't hurt me. It didn't know, I don't know I'm doing it, right? Because we spend what we take, like what lands in our account, right? Now, this would probably be the next way to build wealth, and this is going to take some planning, but talking to an advisor to help you navigate through all the questions you probably have or don't even know you should have about, how to build wealth, right? Yes, it is about money, 100%, but have you learned how you can earn passive income just from the things I talked about? Right? And that's the thing, is like, do people understand that in the future when you stop working, you could be as wealthy as like you've never dreamed of, but it takes some planning. And some people are just kind of like, well, it's never going to happen to me, because they have this idea that wealth has to be now. No, we're talking about building wealth. You can be building wealth so that when I feel like a rich life is being able to do whatever I want without worrying about my bills being paid, without worrying about having to put food on the table or having a home to come to. That's a rich life for me. Being able to do whatever I want and being able to afford life. And that comes down to what is your version of a rich life. Now, it might be being able to take a vacation every year when you're retired. Great. What does that look like financially? What does that look like in terms of money? What does that mean now? Because everything you do now is going to allow you to live that rich life. Just like everything you decided before today is what brought you here now. Okay, so if you have any kind of need for a plan, you need to reach out to me. Click on the link below, book some time with me, and I will help you navigate to building your wealth. Okay, I'm not gonna help you, kind of cut costs here and there. I will open up the open up your eyes to where the money is going, and ultimately you make the decision yourself, but it is possible. It is 100% possible. If you want more value, more information, leave comments below as to what you'd like to learn about. I got you. Have a good day.